All right, here we go with the first video recap. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate the two rhythms to work on at some different speeds. This way you have like something to compare what you're doing. So just basically make sure that it sounds correct at the different speeds I'm going to do. And I'm going to demonstrate how the repeat should go at the end. So anytime you might have questions as to how you're supposed to practice the lessons, just refer back to that other video that talks about it in great detail. But basically, every day you practice, remember you're going to start at 60 beats per minute and you go up 5 every time you play this correctly, and you're going to work it up without the repeats, so no repetitions when you're working it up, okay? Now, if you are about to play either one of these, number 1 or number 2, if you're about to play it at 240, start recording a video and send that in, because you might get it. You might get it. And if you're getting all the way up to 240 with this stuff in less than a week, definitely send it in. So, because if you're hitting that speed, like, you're ready to move on. So, yeah, there's 240 for 1 and 2. That doesn't mean you have to get there. If you do not reach 240 by next week, that is fine. That's fine. Get where you can. I'm just saying, if you do end up reaching that before next week, might as well send it over early. No need to keep doing it once you've already hit that high of a number. So some things we talked about yesterday to help get these kinds of things down. Counting 1 bar at a time, very helpful. You can play 1 bar at a time as well. So if you need to get that rhythm down for, let's say, bar number 1, just keep doing that until it's there. Like 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. And just keep looping it like that, with or without a metronome, until it feels comfortable. Do that with 1 bar. You can do it with 2 bars. But once you finally got all 4 bars ready to go, then you're going to start moving it up with that metronome and doing that whole time limit thing. So, let's see. Other things. Making sure you can just say what the rhythm is with the metronome without playing. That's a great step to make sure you can achieve. Because if you can't say it, you can't play it. That's one of the most important things I was taught. Now, just because you can say it doesn't guarantee you're going to play it right away, but you got a much better chance of doing it. And if you can't say it at all, then forget being able to play the thing correct. So, try it with just a metronome. Make sure you can say the entire rhythm by itself for both numbers 1 and 2. And with number 2 yesterday, I had you just count 1 bar at a time, and then eventually 2 bars together, and then the first half and then the second half. So you can always do that anytime you are having some struggle getting the rhythm back down. So after a day of not playing it, if you're having trouble with any particular spot, maybe maybe right here, those 2 bars for whatever reason are giving you trouble, just focus on those 2 bars then. Because that's a big thing with practicing this stuff. Yes, we want to make sure we hit that perfect practice, so if a mistake is made, we do want to start over. However, if everything is going well, like you're hitting those 4 bars, perfect, everything's great, but then the stumbling block happens somewhere in here, instead of going back to the start every single time, if you're always hitting the same mistake, like the same area, then focus on that area instead. So after three times of starting over again, it seems like, yep, that mistake just keeps happening. Don't start all the way over. Focus on the problem spot. Get that polished up. Get that sounding and feeling right. And then go back in. So let's say those 2 bars are the problem. Be able to get 3 correct takes in a row. And when I say in a row, you don't have to go back to back to back to back. You don't have to do it like this. I'm going the 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, and... You can do it like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, and then, okay, so you take a second, stop, and then reset. 1, 2, 3, and 4, All right, good. Take a second and reset. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, and there you go. So something like that is perfectly fine. And if you do 3 in a row like that, chances are much better that you're going to be able to play it correctly when you start all the way over again. So basically, when you have a problem spot, be able to play it 3 times in a row correctly, then go back to the beginning of whatever it is you're working on, and you got a much better chance of getting the whole thing down. So if that means if you get like 2 good ones in a row, like trying to fix the problem spot, you get 2 good ones in a row, and then you make a mistake, the number starts over again. You got to go all the way back to 1. It's got to be 3 in a row. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate both of these at 4 different speeds, and then I'll demonstrate this at 4 different speeds. I'm going to count off 4 so you can follow along, and then I'm going to show how it's supposed to be played with the repeats. So 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and done. All right, now 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and done. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and done. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Take 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and done. So, notice I'm counting out loud the entire time. So I want you to make sure you can count out loud from 60 to at least 120. Going past that is fantastic if you can. It definitely helps me with stuff like this because it's always changing. So it really reinforces what it is you're trying to do when you count it out loud. So here's how it goes with the repeats. So 4 times through. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 5 times. Anytime I start doing this repeat stuff, if I question if I'm on the 4th one or not, I just do an extra one just to make sure that I get at least 4. So sometimes I'll end up doing 5, but that's because I want to make sure I get all the repetitions in. Alright, 60 beats per minute for number 2, the more complicated one. 6 different rhythms, and again, if you need to focus on just a little bit at a time, totally fine. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4, and done. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and done. Alright, 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time, make sure I got all 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, I screwed it up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that is difficult. That's definitely difficult because you gotta, get hitting all those repeats and all the constant changes, and there's a lot going on there. All right, so other stuff that we looked at, the scale shapes for the A minor pentatonic, and then taking the pentatonic scale shapes and turning them into diatonic scale shapes. And if you've ever heard of the caged system, that's basically the scale shapes that I like to just call condensed shapes. Hang on, I'm pulling some stuff up here. And let's change that setting. Let's do it like this. Okay. So yeah, working on this stuff, doing it with the backing track can make it a lot more fun. And instead of just going up and down, but being able to go up and down is very important. Whoop. So that's basically all the shapes right there with the pentatonic, the ones that you did starting on the B note. So let me grab a backing track actually. So there's a channel called YT Jam Tracks. I really like a lot of the stuff this guy has. So let me look up A minor. All right, this is one I've used a lot. So yeah, have something like this going makes it a lot more fun to go up and down the scales. And you can put some space in there. And that's basically how a lot of solo stuff goes. You're basically putting space in between going up and down scales. So that was the first shape. Then you got the second one. Just go up and down whichever shape you're currently working on until you got that memorized and nice and comfortable. There comes the third. Notice I'm just going up and down. Now the fourth shape at the high octave. And then the open position. And now the fifth position, which is not on screen. Resolve it back to that A note. So, the other shapes were, hold on. Yeah, so the red dots, those are the new notes. So the black dots are still the pentatonic. Now I'm going to add in the new ones. So all these notes work with this backing track because the backing track is using chords that contain notes within this key. So yeah, you can practice just going straight up and down the scale. By doing it with the backing track, you can have a lot more fun with it. And that second scale shape, so we got the pentatonic first, those black dots, then we add in the B and F notes, those red ones, and then there's the third shape, pentatonic first, and we add in the F and the B notes, and then we got our fourth shape up at the high octave. So I'll play the pentatonic first again. Add in the F and the B notes. And then the lower octave, pentatonic first. Add the F and B in. And then the fifth shape, pentatonic first. Add the B and F in. And then you can just go nuts and play wherever you want. You can reference this stuff too once you got it all down. It's best to stay in one shape or two shapes until you get really comfortable. But yeah, just playing at the backing tracks, again, just makes it a lot more fun getting the scales memorized. So memorizing one at a time is very important. So you already got the pentatonics down for the key of B minor. So let's just shift it down a whole step, get it in there for the key of A minor. And then once that feels good, start adding in the red notes. Okay. Any questions come up, let me know. And I will see you again next week.